If you're struggling with motivation and doing the things that you need to do to get to your goal, this is going to be for you. Welcome to the Fit Body Transformation Secrets podcast, where we talk about how to permanently transform your body with practical, sustainable, and proven strategies to help you reach your goals, keep your results, and live a more fulfilling life. I hope you enjoy and subscribe. I remember when I first launched the Great Body Program, and during that time that I was creating the program, I was working 12-hour days for almost 3 years trying to design this perfect program to help my clients get the best results that are sustainable. Anyway, one day in the middle of all that, my youngest daughter, she knocked on my home office door and she's like, "Hey, Daddy, can I ask you a question?" And, she came on in, I gave her a hug and she whispered to my ear, "Hey, Daddy, are you going to have time to play with me today?" And it just hurt my heart, right there, because as much as I wanted to say yes, all I could think of was all of the work that I had to do. So I explained it to her and I just told her that, hey, once I finish this project, I'm going to spend all the time with you as much as you want, and anyway, so she left. I felt bad and I just got back to work. So here's what happened. About a month later, I actually finished. I launched our program. Results were amazing. Our clients were getting even better results and everyone was happy. I was super eager to, that it was done. I could spend a little bit more time on myself, on all the other things with my family, my kids, my wife. And what happened next is crazy, all right? And it made me realize that the entire time I was convincing myself that I was busy with work, it was all just an illusion, right? So I thought, I thought that things were going to change. I thought that things were going to slow down, but the exact opposite happened. Something else came up. I got busier. I found more work to do. And again, that's when I realized that being busy was just a mindset and a matter of priorities, right? A matter of prioritizing what's important to you. And that was the turning point for me, where I began taking more control of my time and scheduling in my priorities so that I could still work on providing my clients with the best experience and the support that they needed. But also I could work on, improving other aspects of my life. Like, again, spending more time with my girls and working on being a better father, spending more time with my wife, taking better care of myself, and focusing on all those things that are important to me. And for myself, and from my experience with working with so many different people throughout the years, I've realized that many of us are waiting for this perfect time to start living the life that we dream about. But in reality, life is never going to be perfect. And unless we learn how to make time for the things that are important to us now, when your time does open up, it's very likely that you're just going to find something else to fill that spot in. And we all have the same 24 hours in a day, right? And what we choose to do with that time is going to determine the results that we get. And interestingly enough, I found that the more organization and consistency you have with scheduling, right? Scheduling your priorities, the more in control you're going to feel and the more fulfilling your life is going to feel. Because when you're doing the things that matter to you and you're getting those things done and you're feeling like you're improving in those areas, you're going to be happy, right? So if you're struggling with motivation, if you're struggling with sticking to some sort of plan, if you find yourself too busy to do the things that you want to do, then this is 100% going to be for you, and it's going to help you change all of that, okay? It all comes down to knowing what's important to you and physically setting aside blocks of time in your day where you're going to focus on those things. And I say physically because it's not enough to keep your schedule in your head, because if you're in your head, it's just a dream, and everybody has those. So you got to write it down, or in a planner, or I use Google Calendar. Sometimes I use both, but really whatever works for you, do that. And then again, you got to know what's important to you. For me, my top 3 priorities is myself, my family, and my mission, which is my work. Now, before you go thinking, "Oh, Garrett's selfish, he puts himself before everything," right? I am a true believer that if you are not at your best, if you are not happy, if you are not healthy, then there's no way that you can give your best to anyone or anything. Therefore, you would be, for a lack of a better word, a half-assed version of yourself. And who really wants that, right? So anyway, so you got your priorities, what's important to you. And I'll just give you an example with fitness, but this can really be applied to any goal that you have in your life, okay? So let's say you want to lose weight. Great. The only problem with that is that just saying I want to lose weight is not going to actually help you lose weight. So what you got to do is break that down into all of the things that you'll need to do to be able to lose the weight, like doing some sort of physical activity several times a week, going grocery shopping, preparing your food, and so on, right? And then you take all of those things, and we'll call them behavior goals. You take all of those things and you put them into your calendar. You put them on a daily basis, on a weekly basis, however you want to do it, but that way it's there, and that way you can make sure it gets done, okay? It's really as simple as that, and I'm telling you this from my own experience and from the experience of working with all of my clients. Any goal that you have, it's going to require time and effort. So just like you plan on getting to work on time, you need to look beyond the end goal, like losing 50 pounds, right? And you need to focus on the daily tasks that's going to allow you to get there, okay? Now, I'll just leave you with a couple final thoughts. Again, you got to remember life is not perfect, okay? So even though you have this perfect schedule that you planned out, a couple things for you. I want you to overestimate how long it will take you to accomplish certain tasks or any task, right? For example, if you think it's going to take you an hour to prep your food or to drive home from work, give yourself like a 20 to 30 minute buffer before and after, because what I see happen is that if you put all of these things to do in your day and you miss one or you fall behind, it's going to pile on top of each other. You're going to get overwhelmed, and then you're just going to wind up quitting, right? And it's just because you didn't take into consideration that, again, things don't always go exactly to plan. Another thing, don't be so hard on yourself if things don't go to plan, all right? Just make a note of it, figure out what happened, figure out if it was like a one-off thing or if it's something that you see is going to happen more frequently. And if that's the case, just rearrange your schedule to take that into consideration so that the following week or day, whatever, you already have planned for that, right? And then the last thing is just, you got to learn how to say no, okay? Again, we only have 24 hours in a day. If you're sleeping for 8 of them, which you should, that's 16 hours left. If you work a 9-to-5 job, that's an 8-hour job, that leaves you with 8 hours left. You can't say yes to everything, which is why if you know what's important to you, you can say yes to those things, and then you can be sure that you're spending your time the way you want on the things that are important to you. So that's it for today. I hope this helps you avoid falling into that trap that a lot of people, I see so many people fall into, unknowingly fall into over and over again. But now, using what I shared with you, you'll be able to take back control of your time, focusing on what matters most to you, specifically to you, and then you can actually start living the life that you're dreaming about right now by planning it out and taking action. All right, see you next time.